Hello and welcome. This is a video about setting up pNodes for Xandeum Network. I am Substance242. I am not from the team, just a fan of the project, and I have done this before, so maybe this can help someone. First, we open Xandeum Network website. We have 3 useful links here, but first, very shortly, we can look at what is Xandeum trying to achieve, and they are developing storage layer for Solana network with validators and RPC node and pNodes, and we will be talking about pNodes today. There are 6 eras planned. Currently, we are in Deep South era. We will be able to create keepers, register, and later create file systems. And over time, during this year, we will go to the north and ultimately reaching North era on mainnet with thousands, tens of thousands of pNodes running. So let's go back here. Why pNodes matter is a very nice blog post, which I recommend to read. Yeah, I will wait. Done? Good. So first things we need to do is actually purchase pNode. Now, today is Friday, March 21st. I already bought 2 and I cannot buy another one, so I cannot show you actually buying right now. But on Tuesday, this will open to everyone, and currently 170 are still available to buy. So we will connect your wallet, buy, there will be confettis everywhere, and you are a lucky owner of pNode license. Now, why only 300? This is DevNet. This is a small network for developers to use, so Xandeum actually doesn't need more than 300. And so being here this early can be very good for you for the future to gain some knowledge and be ready as the development continues. So as I said, you will not see that you actually bought, maybe here, but not in your wallet. Yeah. It doesn't show anywhere. It's not NFT, it's not token, but we can always copy your Solana address to, for example, SolScan. And actually, I am human. I hope. Hard to tell. And we can copy your. You can copy your address here, and select transfers. And the latest transfer should be something with Xant. Yeah. Okay. Now, so we also disconnect wallet because it's always good to disconnect apps that you will not use again, not anytime soon. And we can close this. Now, let's actually get some hardware to run pNode on, or open the setup guide. We will go through setup guide step by step. So you can run at home, we will return to this, or you can buy VPS, which is computer somewhere in cloud provided by some VPS provider. Very nice option is Contabo, which they have nice prices, but it would be better, especially in the future, if people were using different providers like Amazon, AWS, Azure from Microsoft, Cloudflare, or anything. But for this video, we will use Contabo. So recommended VPS, it says 4-core, 4 GB of RAM, and at least 80 GB of storage, and 1 gigabit per second network. So I already have my account here, and we can look at VPS. And the cheapest one is 4 cores, 4 gigabytes. It's nice, not very large disk. So this would be actually a good one. Yeah. So, okay, let's use this one. I will actually buy it now. I'm not sure if I will use it in the future, but for the video to show really. Oh, what 12 monthly? Actually, let's look at the other option, which is storage VPS. For the same price, we get 600 gigabytes of SSD, only 2 cores, and only 2 gigabytes of RAM. But for this video, this is enough. I'm not sure if I will use this server anyway. If you plan to stay here, maybe 12 months is better option. I will use just 1 month. And here for the decentralization, it would be good if the servers were running in different locations. I will stay in European Union for this video, but think about it. As for the operating system, documentation says Ubuntu. Let's try 2204, a little bit older but stable. There are other options here, like many people like Debian, for example, Debian 12. Debian and Ubuntu are from the same family. Ubuntu is generally more user-friendly, and Debian is like more stable, more server-focused. So we choose Ubuntu. Networking, no private networking. If you bought like 50 VPS from Contabo, then maybe you would like to have them all together in one family, talking to each other. We do not need this. IP address, we want to 1. You can buy additional 1 IP, which probably would allow you to run 2 pNodes on the same VPS. I'm not sure if I can recommend this. We will not do this. Object storage, you can buy additional storage. You can, it's like another disk you have to mount somehow, like image. We will not do this now. Server management, managed, no, expensive, never. Monitoring, no. SSL is if we were running some HTTPS, like server with certificate, we don't need that now. Here, specify your password. Don't forget it. Never. And we are ready to go. Only 5. Yes, let's do this. Next. No setup fee, very good. Order and pay, monthly. Order and pay. Yes. Now, I think I will need to confirm this. How did you prefer? I knew that already. What? Data storage and backup. Development testing. Okay. I don't think so. Not yet. Thank you for your feedback. Okay, go away. Payment processing. So on my bank is not asking me for anything yet. So in the meantime, we can talk about what if you want it to run at home. For that, it's good if you can order from your internet provider static IP address. Usually it costs a little bit more, but for this setup, it's good that your pNode would be still on the same address and very stable. Then that's static IP from the provider. Then also you would need to set up static IP on your computer. So when I go I'm running at home. interfaces. For example, on Debian, you have to modify interfaces file, setup IP, setup static. Please check Google how to do it specifically step by step. And also we need to go to the router you are using, which is provided by your service provider, and we need to set up something called port forwarding. This is my TP-Link something, and this will look different for your router, but it will be something like forwarding, something like virtual servers. And there, for the IP you defined on your computer, the local one, we need to add port forwarding for 4,000 and 3,000 ports, both TCP and UDP. That's okay. So when your router receives packet on port 4000, your router will forward it to your local machine. This is also the reason that normally you cannot run more than one pNode on the same IP. Just as we specified on Contabo that we want one IP, maybe you can order another one from your internet provider, but you have to check that. And payment processing still, so I will pause recording for a while. Stay here. And while we are still waiting, it will take a while for Contabo to power up this VPS. I will mention two things so I don't forget. 300 pNodes in DevNet, but later in following eras, we have 6 of them. There will be testnet and mainnet, and in mainnet the pNodes will be so-called permissionless. That means anyone can run them without paying any license. At least that is the plan. And second thing, we will follow this setup guide as it is now. Please, when you watch this video, don't follow blindly what I say, but check what is at the bottom of the document when it was updated. Maybe it's possible there is some important change and something is different now. So please open this document and we will go together through it. And about 1 hour later, I received email with the login information for my new VPS. So we can see it in your services, but actually I prefer this new Contabo.com. It's nicer. And this is the new one. Here we can reinstall if something goes really wrong. Rescue probably starts reboots in the rescue mode. Credential, change display name, minor for example. And VNC control, I don't want this enabled. Confirm. But so I will copy this IP address. Actually, this is button. Copy it to clipboard. Now we will access this new VM for the first time. Question is how. A lot of people like PuTTY to use for SSH. For example, Mobaxterm is a really strong client which is capable to connect anything and do a lot of interesting things. But actually, I find that for me, the internal terminal which is built in Windows is enough. So I just press Windows key and start typing term, and here it is. Now I will just resize it a bit. It doesn't have any special features, but it's enough. And now we will need SSH. So do we have SSH installed? Yes, we have. But if for some reason SSH is not installed, go to settings, system, here at the bottom, optional features, and I have OpenSSH client already installed. If it's not here, just add optional feature, and you would here search for SSH, and there will be client. We don't need server. So we will use just this, but you can change color. It's very useful. But now we will log in for the first time. So I have the IP in clipboard and I use root at here. First time connecting, SSH asks me if I trust this computer. Yes, of course. And the password I set up during when I was ordering the VPS. And for the first time we are here. This is our new computer running already for 10 minutes. Yeah, very good. So we don't have 4-core, don't have 4 GB RAM at the moment. I will return to this later. You can use your home computer, and a lot of storage is needed. We selected Ubuntu 24, I think, but its OS release is 22.04. Yes. Clean updated Ubuntu installation, updated. So we will do update. This refreshes the library of available packages. Upgrade. I'm not sure how loud is the typing on keyboard, so sorry about that. And web browser, of course. And we can actually open this right now. And what do you think will happen? Of course, nothing, because we didn't install anything yet. Requirements: stable connection. Ports 3000 and 4000 are not blocked by firewalls. From my experience, they are not. We will talk about firewall later. And static IP, we were talking about this. From my experience, Contabo didn't change IP for me yet, but it can happen. With some other providers, maybe you pay extra for that. Git. Do we have Git? Yes. SSH case we will install shortly, and we should be familiar with some basic knowledge. In future, pNode will have much more work than right now, and when we talk about Xandeum, we should say Xandeum Network. So SSH key setup. We will you noticed that I used password when I was logging in here, and we do not want that because it's not safe, and this computer is out there on the internet for everyone to try to hack it. And when we disable password and enable using only SSH keys to log in, it will be safer. Right. So on this computer we need to create SSH key pair. I will open new terminal for this, and we will enter this command here. But first I will change directory to user profile, users subst. If you in this variable user profile, this path is stored, but if you didn't know, perhaps you can go to root, so then users and dir, and there is only one on my computer that I'm using right now. And here we will see directory .ssh. We can already go inside, and I already created some keys, but in RSA standard. We will create different ones right now. So yeah, this command, I have it in clipboard. Enter file in which to save the file. Default is okay for me, so I just enter passphrase. It's more safe if you enter additional passphrase. Hopefully, even without it, it's safe enough. So I will enter, just enter, and again enter. Now, new pair of keys was created. Here, this is the public key, and this is the private key, which the same as the Solana wallet or any wallet. Private key is for you only. Never ever give it to anyone or keep it safe. So we have this key created. I can do type ID and not the first one. I don't want you to see the first one, but here. So this is public key. It's safe to show it to anyone, because if they somehow installed it, then I could log into their computers, but not they to mine, right? Because that's how private and public keys work. This will create two files, yes. This was the RSA key, which I am using for something else, and we are in the current directory. So again, I open for command prompt, I do, and actually I am already here. But if not, cd user profile, cd ssh, and here are the new keys. On Linux or macOS, it's very similar, actually probably the same, except the path is different. Now we will need to add this public key to our new pNode. So using this command, I will actually do it. I will cd to the directory. I'm already here. So remember, I type on Linux is cat, on Windows it's type id dot poop, not without the extension, right? This is content of the file, and we want to add this string on our pNode Linux machine. So using this pipe and clip, nothing happened, but when I open Notepad, we can see I do Ctrl V, it's in clipboard. This pipe clip copied this output to clipboard, so currently we have it in clipboard. And we continue. At the moment we are in a root directory, and we want to create this file. So mkdir -p ssh and nano. I could copy them, of course. Now I don't really know how to work with this computer, but editor, I'll add a Control V. Yeah, and Control O, enter Control X. Control O, enter Control X. I hope it is really stored, but we can check. Yes, it's there. Very good. I will just mention that what is this tilde character? This cut, or when we go to root, we are now currently in root, and when we do this, we go to home directory. This is very similar to the user profile on Windows. And yeah, hope you are not confused. We are on Linux, we go to home directory, and here in file SSH authorized keys, we have stored the key which we created on Windows. And change mode 700 SSH for the directory and change mode 6 for the file. I press tabulator to complete the file. So now when we do ls-l, we can see SSH directory and read write executable only for root. This is 421. Only root can go into this directory, read it, change it. And when we do ls-ssh address keys, then this is 6. Read 8, write 2. So that's why we have done this command, change mode 600. So no one except root can do anything to this file. Now testing access. So I think we should restart SSHD right now. But let's try, maybe not. I exited. I'm in Windows now. So I will try to log in again. And we are in. We didn't need to restart anything. We didn't need to type password. Yeah. SSH root at the IP that Contabo gave me. Enter, and we are in. Now, disabling password for enhanced security, we will return this. Or actually, there is script for that, but let's try now. I have seen this option in installation script. Sorry for babbling. I have seen this option to disable password login in installation script, and I just want to check how are these things set up now when we have not executed the installation yet. So I just want to grep for this string in file etc sshd config. Now it's commented out, but yes. And what about this string in the same file? It's not there at all. And I'm pretty sure this file doesn't exist. So if we do ls, there is 50 cloud in it, 60 cloud settings, but not 10 disable password. So right now, this section, disabling password login for enhanced security, now it is not enabled, and we will do this with the help of the installation script. Make sure before disabling this that you are really working without password. Yeah, it works from this computer, so it will be safe to disable using the password. But we will try to do it with the script. We will not do this manually, and it should be okay, don't worry. So we will install the miner. What do you say? Yeah, let's do it. So we have SSH keys. Yes, we can. Yes. I don't even need to specify this. Have you noticed? So now in Windows, I don't even do -e, but I think it's not needed. Your pNode is running. You have your root. Yes. And we can do this command. We already did update, but we will also install git. It's already installed, surla, and system I think all of them are already installed, but oops, first SSH. But first, let's try. So we are installing Git to the system there now. New kernel wasn't installed, but let's try it. It's safe to do reboot. So now the computer is restarting. So far we enabled SSH keys. We didn't disable login using password yet. And after update, we decided to restart to make sure that we have the clean updated computer. So is it rebooted already? No, not it. At least, yeah. So let's try again. And restart successful and login without password successful. And we are going to install the miner finally. First, we need to download the installer. So make sure print working directory, we are in root, and we copy this wget command, and it will connect to this location and download the install sh file. For some reason it takes a moment. It's using port 443. That's okay. All right, for some reason the wget was taking a lot of time. I don't know why. But now the install script is downloaded. We need to make it executable using change mod install sh and dot. This means that from this directory install sh. Okay, and we have these options. This SSH we will try soon. That's why we were not doing it manually. Stop restart, we don't have it. We will do option 1, install Xandeum pNode software. Wish us luck. I will try to change here. Is it better? No, I don't think so. And we are watching this for some errors. Okay, so far all good. This software is using Node.js, Node.js. So it means this works, and people tried it, including me. This does work on ARM machines. I'm running it on ARM 64 Debian 12. These are not binaries. What's going on here is that the software is downloaded from GitHub. I hope it will not take a long time again. It's downloaded, it's cloned from GitHub, the Xandeum and Xandeum D, and it's, let's say, compiled for this platform. I don't know why this is so slow, this part. And perhaps I should mention that today this software is divided at the moment in two parts. One is Xandeum, and that is the GUI, the graphical user interface, which we will open in our browser soon. And the second one is Xandeum daemon, which is doing or will be doing the actual work later. And I will use time just to show that this terminal in Windows is actually usable. You can open new Windows, or when holding Alt, you can hold Alt and click plus, and you have another window like here, or like this. I do this all the time. As I said, it's good enough for this. And we have some trouble cloning from GitHub, but we have done nothing wrong, so let's wait. I will just mention that we have not active firewall at the moment, so maybe GitHub is unhappy that too many people are cloning this repository from same IP range from Contable. Maybe GitHub thinks they are in some kind of denial of service attack. I'm not sure, but eventually it will work. And we can talk about what the script does. It checks, we can open another window for this actually. Plus, and I think I have in clipboard this command, including the -i, see the path to the private file, not public. So I didn't need to use this -i and the path to the private key, but just to show that it works. Yeah. And we are in root, and we can see that already it was empty before, and now we have these two directories here and service. So it really did create these two directories. Now it's trying to pull from GitHub the source, and it will later already, one service is already, daemon is already here, but later there will be soon also this another one, and this installation script will enable both service files. At the moment we have only one because other one is trying to download unsuccessfully. Don't worry about this, it will be okay for you. Some temporary unhappy TCP IP packets, or I'm not sure. And just in case you are confused by the keys, which we will just look at them again. This is Windows machine, this is my home directory, and in SSH we created these two files, and you can do any how you want. We copied this string to file home SSH authorized keys. Yeah, these are the same. This is Windows, this is the pNode. Nothing terrifying, so don't worry. And we still wait. And if you were confused about the nano editor, just as I was, because I don't normally use it, then we can always use V or Vim. Like if we used Vim, it would be keys, for example. Now press A as append. Here we would copy the clipboard. I'm not sure if I have it. Yes, this. Escape, double, what is the name of this character? double yeah, WQ. So that was a very short introduction to V editor, and I don't need this file. Again, by the way, on Windows, quite useful feature is that clipboard remembers previous clipboards. Just press Windows key and V, Windows key and V, and it will offer you previous clipboard contents. So one more time, Vim, any file, I press A, Control V, escape, double dot, W as write, Q as quit, and yeah, using VI. So how are we doing here? Waiting. This is strange. And for some reason, we were disconnected. I don't know what happened there. So let's connect again. Uptime 20 minutes now. It didn't restart. We are in root. We have the install here. So let's start it again. Install. And connection was reset again, which is strange. I didn't really want something like this happen when I'm recording video. We have a lot of disk size, so what is wrong? Let's enable firewall. Maybe I wanted to do this later, but let's do it now. And we will use UFW for that. Right now it is inactive. Let's enable allow open SSH. Let's enable 3000. I'm not sure if also TCP and UDP are needed. I think only TCP, but let's do just this. Allow 4000 and allow the one that was used for free here. And if we will reload, yes, status for free. This OpenSSH is port 22. Oh, exit, login back. Okay. Status. So we have firewall enabled now, and 443 is enabled. Let's start again, and I hope it will work, but I'm not sure what is wrong here, to tell the truth. So I talked with Grok about this, and it seems that something is wrong with IPv6 on the Contabo VPS in this Ubuntu 22. I didn't see this before, but what helped was temporarily disable IPv6, which is not used anyway, I think. And now it seems to be working fine. So I will leave this little mishap in the video. Yeah, so because things like this can happen, and we have these AI tools, and I recommend, if you have some problem, you can ask them, and quite often they can figure this out. So thank you, Grok. Now, during installation, you can see some warnings about React hook, unnecessary dependency. We developers know it's just warning. It's nothing major. It's okay. Don't worry about this warning React hook, something unnecessary or dependency. Usually it's okay. And there is still time to improve the software. So it's okay. And setup completed successfully. It's possible that this is not true. You should keep looking at the log. Very good. Now we can check if the services are running. System status examiner Q and examiner T. I press Q now to return to the command prompt. Q. So yes, they are active and running. That's good. I would like to interrupt now with a little thing we left for later, and I will start install script again. But we didn't do this. So let's try option 4, disable password login. And setup completed successfully. Remember the 2 grep we tried to check if there is yes or no. So I press Ctrl R, start typing. Here we can see reverse IRI search. I start typing grep. This was the second one. I press Ctrl R again. Yeah, we grep password authentication in file. Password authentication, no. And the other one was grep. It's not used at all. All right, so we also disabled the login using password. What about to reboot now to see that everything works? Yeah, let's do it. And in the meantime, we can check this success message. If git cloning, we have seen that problem with IPv6 for some reason. I hope that will not happen for you. And if it does, return to those 3 lines. I think I will try to show them for a moment here, if they are still in clipboard. Yes, these 3 lines disabled IPv6, and after that the cloning of git was okay. Systemd seems to be running. Then steps, restart, yeah, we did. We have SSH, yes. We have root, yes. We will SSH, and now we will open the tunnel for the first time. So are we restarted already? Yes. Are we? System control status examiner. Yeah, seems to be running. Not very long, only 32 seconds. So let's try again. Did they restart? 44, 44. No, they seem to be stable. But we will do something else now. On localhost, we open port 3000 in a browser. And of course, no one is listening there. It's possible your browser will automatically try to open this on HTTPS. So HTTP localhost 3000. I cannot type. What's our host 3000. Unable to connect, of course, because we need to open the SSH tunnel. So let's see again the status. Yeah, it seems to be stable. 1 minute, 1 minute. So we close this session and we open it again, but we will add some magic. We will add to our SSH command this part. That means that port 4000 will go to port 4000 on localhost and save for 3000. So I copy this to clipboard and I add this here. SSH minus our public private key root at IP. Yeah, just the same as here, but this is backslash from Linux, so it's the same. Now services are still running. 2 minutes. Yes. So what changed? Nothing changed. SSH is still running. But when I reload this page now, very nice. This is what we want to see. Daemon online, IP address, even host name. This is new. This wasn't here before. And what we want to do is generate keeper. Let's try to open this also in Edge, which is Chromium based. Is it the same? It is the same, yes. So let's compare with the document. Service status, yes, it's running. Troubleshooting, no, we do not need. Services are okay. Yes, it's enabled. They did start after reboot. And now we opened SSH tunnel. Yes, this is again using the path to your user directory. And services are running. And the tunnel is open now. So remember, don't leave it open when necessary. We will close it when we are finished. If something closed the tunnel, just execute the same command again. And don't leave it unattended for too long. Sorry about that. Yeah, connection refused. Firewall could block us. Keys are okay. Firewall is okay. And of course, you can create some batch script which will do the same command, but inside starting from batch file. We are ready for the page 2. We are ready to register our pNode. We have GUI, yes, we have tunnel, we have SSH, we have services running, we have root. This is enabled, and see, I told you that this is new. When they were creating this screenshot, this wasn't the case. Now, what we need to do, we need to create keeper, just as we created just SSH, the same way as we created these two files, private and public key. Very similar, we will create keys on our new pNode. So select wallet 123 123. No, of course it's not the real password. And now we will generate the identity keeper. Success, keeper generated successfully. And how do we know? We know because it's displayed here, but also we can go to root home directory and list sendminer d keys keepers. And actually, if I will add here that long format, we will see that it was created now. This is very new file, and it contains public key, but also private key. So Just the same as with all other private keys. Don't give it to anyone, don't cut it, don't show it, keep it safe. In the future, I think it's possible that if you would migrate your pNode to a new, say, more powerful server, if you would keep your key pair, it would still be registered. Yeah, so keep this file, we will keep it. Now connect your wallet, yes we did, and yes it was created, and we can copy pub key to clipboard, nice. Really? Let's try. We are here actually. Oh, really? Okay. But now it's not all, we need to register pNode. And as I told you before, I bought 2 and I already registered 2. So let's try what happens when I don't have another license available. Very good, Xandeum, you are professionals. I cannot register it because you have already reached your maximum registration limit. So I'm down here. So as always, disconnect wallet. Don't keep connected apps that you will not use again. But I want to show you how this looks like on my another server. So when I exit here, when I exit the SSH to pNode and I reload this page now, what will happen? Of course, there is no tunnel. We did exit, there is no tunnel anymore. So I open terminal to my other. Now, what was the part with the ports? All right. This is my real pNode here on Debian 12, I think. Yeah, and I opened tunnel to another computer. So I want to remind you again only. Oh, we did it automatically. I didn't expect this, but see, pNode has registered. It's the same localhost 3000, but the computer is different because we opened tunnel to completely different IP. Remember that only one tunnel can be active at the time, and remember that it can happen that you are watching different computer than you actually are. So this pNode has registered, and when actually we can open the page see nodes, and when I copy my Solana address and search, these are my two, this is my Solana wallet, and these are my 2 pNodes. And if you copy this public key, it's the same as displayed here, yeah, BAST, let's take this one. If you open, for example, source scan, am I still human? No, not sure. When we copy this pNode public key and use some Solana Explorer, it does found it. Well, there is nothing here, nothing balance, no transfers, nothing, but it does exist. That's good. So for now, getting here on this registered pNodes list is the end. And congratulations. If this was any help, I'm glad. And that's all you can do for now. So I will just continue with some optional steps that are not required, but I still consider them somewhat useful. For example, I will close this. This was my local computer that is registered. For example, we were talking about, and I will open here again, but without tunnel. I don't need tunnel right now. We were talking about the key we created, yeah, and so it was in home directory, then -d, then p something here. pNode key pair. So I want to have this file here on my computer. I will use command line, but if you prefer, then you can use to transfer files something like WinSCP, which is nice GUI to transfer files, but it's not needed really. So I will go to downloads, for example, and I want the IP. Yeah, I want this. I will secure copy SCP root on this address. Not comma. I can't remember what is this character named. And the file will be not home alt. Send miner. See, maybe the WinSCP is not a bad idea. pNode key pair. I select with mouse and I press enter to copy it to clipboard. And dot is the current directory. So I copy as root from this IP, from this path, this file to where am I right now. And I have it. I don't want to show it because it contains the private key, but it's here. And something to watch. Oh, it's not really it, of course. So we backed up the key and store it to some safe place. Now, what I like to do is open GitHub Xandeum and like daily, and I check what is new. See, updated 9 hours ago, 8 hours ago, and I just open NVG and check what is updated npm packages, node, here, edit hostname and public IP. See, so this is probably what was the new on the registration page. And I update just for fun, because why not? I go to cd, actually I am already in root, yeah. So daily, when I see something is new, I just update. If there was some really important update, I'm sure it would be announced on Discord, but I like updating. So from time to time I will install, and I will choose option 2. And I will just update, so I always have the latest version, which is not really recommended, because what if there is some problem in the really latest? But so probably don't do it. But and see, we have again the problem with 443. I don't know what is wrong here with the Contabo or Ubuntu. I didn't see that before. So do I still have the lines in clipboard? And I do. So Ctrl+C this, because that's hopeless. Install and update. Yeah, I will leave them displayed for a while. So again, these are optional steps. If you want, you can try. We are in DevNet, so it's not like you will lose money by installing the always latest version, but it's not needed. And update finished, service restart completed. We can check. And yes, they are running for 10 seconds. All right. Another thing I would like to add is we are logged in as a root all the time. Generally, this is not really recommended. And if you want just to check if services are running or something, it's good to have some user, some normal user. So let's create one. Add user Sol. We have we use this name on validators. Password, full name, 42, of course. No, yes, this is correct. Also, let's give this user permission to do sudo. So user mod -ag sudo sol, I hope. Let's try to exit and let's log in again as actually one more thing. let's go back as root and remember keys. So let's copy SSH authorized keys to home. So I'm not sure if the directory will be created already. No, it's not. Yeah. How do I do this? Change to not. So who am I? So okay, cd home. Where am I? Home. So SSH. Right. Can I? No, why not? So back to root. SSH authorized keys on. So oops. So SSH. Now when I'm not actually sure. Let's try. So when I change the SSH to Sol, permission denied, public key. Alright, so it didn't work. SSH. Only root. I'm not sure if this is correct. You know what? All right. I have made some mistake with change mode probably. So the Sol user is now also, I fixed it, and now when I just want to check if services are running, I can do SSH using the new user we created on the same IP, and from here sudo system notice send minor password, of course. Now why does it ask for password when we disabled it, right? It's not the same. We disabled it for SSH only, not for switching between users. And services are still running, and I logged in as Sol. Yeah, so just ls- where am I? Let's go home. ls- later. the SSH has now 775, and inside SSH the authorized keys is read write 664. Before I created this file as root, or maybe owner was wrong. Yeah, that's also possible. So I created the authorized keys as sole user. I'm not sure if it was the change mode or change owner, but now login as sole user works. Now what I have here again. So let's log in as root. We already talked about firewall. It's still up. And remember when I was choosing this VPS that it had only 2 cores, 2 gigabytes of memory, right? By the way, when you enter some command like atop and it's not installed, like by default htop is not in Debian, then you just apt install or sudo if you are not root atop. It downloads. See, downloading is not a problem like it was with the GitHub for some reason. So you just apt install the part which was missing. Also during installation, maybe you will notice some error that something is not installed. Like on Debian, I had to do this because otherwise the install didn't finish. Even though I'm never using graphical user interface, still some part of the Chromium package was needed there. Yeah, and so now I installed atop, but I don't really want it. So I'll remove atop. But I wanted to mention another thing, that the VPS we created is quite weak. Just 2 cores, just 2 gigabytes of memory. This is enough now, but 100% it will not be enough in the future. So we need to keep eye on this, on memory used and our CPUs. But as for the memory, we can help it a bit by creating swap, so-called swap. So when programs run out of memory, they can use disk space as temporary memory. It is very slow, but it's better than crashing. So we locate again. I start typing and I'm not sure, so I press tab. -L. Let's say they say that swap should be half your real memory, but I will do 2 gigabytes and swap file. Yeah. Now I think it was change mode only for a root. Now make swap file and swap file. And now when we do htop, here this is swap 2 gigabytes. Yeah, it will not solve not enough memory. It just can help in case there is some peak in memory needed. But after reboot, this would not stay there. I think it was in etc cut setup. Now I will open. I'm not sure how it is. Now I will just steal. Oh no, not this one. Alright, I had to Google this, but so the swap file remains active also after reboot. We need to add it to this fstab file. So let's try nano again so I learn how to work with it. Fstab I copied this from internet, and that was Enter and Control X. Really? But stop. Oh yeah. So no, stop. Y. Control O. Enter Control X. Okay, but I don't really want it there. So in V, BD. Okay. So this will add a small swap file. Also, there is little. So as we can see, CPUs are not doing much. They are not doing anything actually at the moment, right? I can make it bigger. CPU is not doing anything. Are the services running? Yes, 19 minutes ago. It's looking good. But we can also monitor if the services are talking with someone. I started TCP dump any protocol on port 3000 and 4000. And see, nothing is happening here. So, because our pNode is not really talking to anyone yet. But if we open, I need to open another terminal. If we say do SSH minus port 3000 to, it doesn't matter, anybody at, now I don't know the IP address. Okay. So this is the pNode. We started checking if there is any communication on these two ports. And this is my Windows computer when I will try to SSH to port 3000 as it doesn't matter who to the IP of this pNode. And check this out. Of course, they don't want to talk with us. Yeah, we have also firewall, by the way, but 3000 is open. But when we tried to connect to 3000, something happened here. That means that the port is listening. That's what we need. So if I do the same for port 4000, again, someone from this IP was trying to connect here. And the network interface did see it. And we captured it. That means these two ports are open and they are listening. And that's what we need. Now, this is not really professional way of monitoring things, yeah. But we will need to keep an eye on this. When these Byzantine fault tolerance and erasure codes, when CPUs will have some real work to do with storing and checking the storage is real and proofs and peaks and pokes and Armageddons, then we will have to upgrade our installation, our computer. Like, for example, here, this is the one I bought today, and manage, upgrade VPS. You know, CPUs will be 100%, memory will be out of memory, and where is it? I will reload. I need to code. Stay here, stay with me. I need just a 2FA. Feel free to use it. So this is the new one. I will manage, upgrade. And in case these 2 CPUs and 2 gigabytes will not be enough, I will have to choose something stronger. I don't know which one. Cloud VPS with NVMe or storage VPS. Perhaps 4 cores with 6 gigabytes of memory for 12 months. I would probably choose this one. And then we have here 2 options. Live migration. It means that it will take up to 2 days, but you will not have to set up anything. I'm not sure if the IP will stay the same, so, or you will create completely new installation. Yeah, so if this current hardware will not be enough, we will have to migrate it to something stronger. In the future, I'm quite sure there will be some real monitoring, like Grafana examples. Real monitoring. There are many smart people on. Bing doesn't want to talk to me. Interesting. There will be some real monitoring, which will look something like nice pictures like this. I'm pretty sure we will have something like this. Someone will create it, maybe me. I don't have experience, but HTOP and manually checking services are running, that's not professional. We need something like this, possibly with alerts. And I want to mention like alert, like Achtung, something is bad. And I want to mention one thing. When we were choosing new order, no, when we were choosing our VPS, there was this no, I don't want to log in. We were choosing between cloud VPS or storage VPS with larger space, but worse CPU, worse RAM. And there is one more thing we should keep in mind. And there is traffic. We have 32 terabytes of traffic here monthly. So is it enough? Right now, you know, the TCP dump showed that there is no traffic at all. No one talks with anyone. But what if this speed was used 100% all the time? Would that be enough actually? So let's try to calculate if pNode were used 200 megabits per second whole month, how much traffic would it be? So let's say 200 megabits, let's do bytes, and this is per second, so minute, hour, day, month. If it was used fully, then it would do mega, giga, tera. Then it would do 64 terabytes per month if it was used fully. This is also something to keep in mind. And theoretically, it can happen that you will exceed these limits set up by your provider. It's not danger right now, but who knows what will happen. And I think that's actually all that I had written in my small script. So thank you for watching, and if you reached this end of the video, then especially thankful, but important thing is that it helps at least to one person, as they say. And as you can hear, I'm not a native speaker. I'm a little bit nervous here, talking alone to the computer for some reason. And it could be much better. The audio quality is not really good. I was playing with noise reduction and gains, compression and limiters, but this is as good as I can get it on internal microphone. So all the links are in video description. Remember to follow Xandeum Network and Bertney on YouTube. Join us on Discord. The link is here. YouTube, X, of course. And thank you for watching. And also I want to mention one thing. In the future, there will be staking. The incentive to run pNodes will be to have something from staking. And it's also a way to incentivize people so their pNodes are running properly. They are fast, responsive, they are online all the time. If not, they will be punished by some slashing, some reward slashing, I don't know, maybe stake slashing, I don't know. So in the future, if your pNode will not run properly, it will not be without consequences. And so perhaps stay with me, my pNodes will run perfectly. No, just kidding. And so join us on Discord. And I was thinking about a special way to end this. Like more. Sorry. Oh, he hates this. Can you plus Xandeum Network Solana block US? So why did the Xandeum Network bring pNodes to Solana blockchain party? Because it wanted to store the punchline without crashing the wall. Wall what? I don't know. My vocabulary could be better. All right. I think it's much longer than I expected it to be. Thank you for watching. Remember to follow all the relevant news here. That's all for me. See you next time. See you on Discord.